Good afternoon, teacher and classmates. Today I'm going to talk about my project. In this opportunity I'm going to talk about the solar energy. It's okay that nowadays the solar energy plays a very important role in our daily lives. For that reason, in this occasion I will start explaining you about the solar energy. Well, let's move on to the other part. What is the solar energy? Well, solar energy is the radiation from the sun capable of producing heat, causing chemical reactions or generating electricity. The total amount of solar energy received on Earth is basically more than the world's current and anticipated energy requirements. I strongly approve of its suitably harnessed. Solar energy has the potential to satisfy, in this case, all future energy needs. Let's move to the next part, that is the energy definition. Energy is defined as the capacity of a physical system to perform work. However, it is important to keep in mind that just because energy exists, that doesn't mean it's necessarily available to do work. It is important to know that energy exists in several forms, such as heat, kinetic or mechanical energy, light, potential energy, and electrical energy in this case. The other is the energy source. Primary energy sources take many forms, including nuclear energy, fossil energy, like oil, coal, and natural gas. And there are another like wind, solar, geothermal, and hydropower in this case. It is okay that those are the renewable sources in this case. What are the examples of use of solar energy? Solar energy is commonly used for solar electricity, solar water heating, and solar ventilation. Let me add that the heat from solar pumps enable the production of chemicals, food, textiles, warm greenhouses, swimming pools, and livestock buildings. Cooking and providing a power source for electronic devices can also be achieved by using solar energy. I am really surprised to hear that because I didn't know about this information. I think these are wonderful examples of use about the solar energy. Let's move on to the advantages of the solar energy. In this case, first, the solar energy is a renewable energy source. Among all the benefits of solar panels, the most important thing is that the solar energy is a truly renewable energy source. I would like to point out that the poor and the elderly are hardest hit by the electricity bills. Electricity bills for consumers would also rise because power shortages would drive up prices. The other advantage of the solar energy is that the solar energy reduces electricity bills. For that reason, if you have a solar panel in your house, it is going to be an amazing idea because you are going to reduce the high cost of electricity bills. Imagine that. Let's move on to the advantages. The first disadvantage of the solar energy is that the first is high initial cost. If you are thinking about to have a solar panel in your house, you have to spend a high cost of money. Another point is that this is difficult to transport. This is difficult to transport, and the installation is very hard in this case. The second point and the second disadvantages of the solar energy is that it uses a lot of space. I strongly approve that this solar panel is going to take up a lot of space in your house. Also, let me stress that it is not ideal if you plan to move house to, well, if you plan to move your house to another place of the city in this case. Well, first we talk about the energy source, we talk about the solar energy, we talk about the examples of use, the advantages and disadvantages. Now we are going to talk about what is the future of this energy. Well, first, the National Renewable Energy Laboratory projects solar energy could provide 45% of the electricity in the United States by 2050. Well, I really hope that in the coming years, technology improvements will ensure that solar becomes even cheaper. It could well be that by 2030, solar will have become the most important source of energy for electricity production in a large part of the world. This will also have a positive impact on the environment and climate change. Well, to conclude with my project, I will talk about the conclusion of this presentation. Well, solar energy reduces greenhouse gas emissions in the atmosphere because it harnesses the power of sun energy with little to no gases being realized. And the benefits of solar power to the environment include the provision of an inexhaustible supply of energy for the sun. Solar power captures the sun energy with no harm to the environment. Therefore, solar power is easier or health impacts, land use, water, and carbon emissions than energy generating means, such as natural gas in fossil fuel and coal energy plants. The solar power environmental savings occur even if one doesn't utilize all their solar power or not. Therefore, it means one's neighbor can still use the solar power not used from the grid connected with net metering, thus sharing clean, renewable energy with the whole community. Teacher and classmates, with this I finished my presentation about solar energy. Thank you for your attention and have a nice day.